Now, GJRB is visual. This is GJRB on YouTube. Now.
Microphone on. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? I didn't know my microphone was off. Okay, so I was silent there for a while, so if you were lip reading, I was saying that, okay, I should have checked my controls before I got on the air. Anyway, let's try that again. This is a welcome to the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online, the TV version. GJRB TV on YouTube, from the GJRB TV here on YouTube. We're broadcasting from the north end of Clinton, Iowa, just above the Lion Shopping District in Clinton, Iowa, which really isn't much of a shopping district. A lot of the stores are closing down there, but we're just above the main avenue anyway, in the north end of Clinton. And I had my microphone off. I don't know why I did that, but here I am with audio, so I'm hoping the audio is working fine. Should really double check and make sure that everything is in position before I go on the air. I didn't know that. I should have looked to see if my volume control was up. So you probably heard a lot of real stupid stuff there, but that's the beginning of a video. And I'm not, like I said, I'm just playing around today, I guess. Freestyle Friday, which means that anything goes and usually does. And I do this show and see where it takes me, or where it takes us, so to speak, kind of playing around with different things, tweak it a little bit, make sure that my buttons are working properly, and make sure that everything's going good. I forgot I had the microphone muted, so the beginning of this broadcast is a bit silent. So I fixed that problem. I'm just looking to see if I can find my program on the live stream, and so far I'm not seeing it. I don't know why it doesn't register on there. It should be showing that I'm on live, but I'm not seeing it on the live stream list. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to kind of go shuffle. I should just move forward a little bit and then kind of go into the Live Now page. Might be able to find it that way. Okay, Live All page. Let's see here. I don't want to play all. I just want to see what's live now, so that I can see if I can find myself. So I should be on here. If it's, if I'm on live, I'm surely going to be on here. So I'm kind of scrolling down to see if I can find it. I would think I'd be on the top of the page, but apparently it doesn't look like that now. So I'm kind of looking to see if I'm on top of the page here on here, and so far I'm not finding myself. Okay, let's refresh that page and see, maybe that will work. Don't know if that'll work, but sometimes if you do a page refresh, it doesn't register for a while when I get back on the air. But I'm not seeing anything that shows that I'm on the air, which is maybe sometimes fine with me, because the way I started today didn't show down the line of all the live streams that are on the air right now. And I'm looking down the page and I'm not seeing the show. And I thought by now I would see the program's title, the Gary Russen program, and the live stream here on YouTube, and I've been down on it twice and still not seeing it. So I'm going to have to see if I can find, by searching live, where the heck it is. Let me see if it's it didn't notify. I should really put my notifications on there to see if I'm on live, but I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to assume we're on live. I've done this before, even on the radio end, on Spreaker. It doesn't show that I'm live, and maybe that is why I'm not getting any live feedback as far as anybody really catching the broadcast. So all the live nows are there, but I'm not one of them. So don't know why. Showing that I'm live streaming, but it's not showing me in the list of live Spreaker broadcast on the Spreaker's main page. Imagine that. All right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now then. We're going to get started with some news, and then we'll be right back into it. Before I do, I should just go back to YouTube for a minute, because, and I do this only because I think that I want to go and do this. Find the Eddie Money song, because sadly he died today of esophageal cancer. Stage 4, at the age of 70, Eddie Money, well known for his songs like Take Me Home Tonight. Well, I had a bunch of hits, and we'll be talking about this later on, some of his songs. So I'm going to see if we can find some of those real quick and play a snippet of it. Let me see if we can find Eddie Money songs. And there they are. Let's, so we'll throw that in there. And get ready. But for right now, let's, that is kind of the top of the news. But right now, this is a reported story about 6 earthquakes right now that are in the North Carolina mountains. 6 small earthquakes in 5 days, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. The quakes have been within about a couple of miles of each other in Cherokee, North Carolina, and the Great Smoky Mountains. The USGS earthquake monitoring system shows this, and none of the earthquakes have caused any damages or injuries. The biggest quake was 2.5 magnitude tumbler, which happened around 11:30 p.m. Wednesday night, about 2.5 miles southwest of Cherokee, according to the USGS. The earthquakes then were low intensity, from the strongest tumbler to about 44 people reported feeling the quake in the Geological Survey. Only a handful of people reported feeling other earthquakes, according to the USGS. So there were some earthquakes reported, and they were at the U.S. Geological, USGS. And I do have I'll have to see if I can pull that up later, the earthquake USGS website. And it shows you the amount of earthquakes that are there. It's fascinating, actually. And let's see what we got there. The government of Bahamas have issued a tropical storm warning now for that same area that was recently devastated by Hurricane Dorian. Category 5 hurricane flattened a large area of the islands, including entire neighborhoods. Survivors are desperate for some food and water, medical attention, as well as shelter. A cluster of thunderstorms now heading toward the Bahamas now is expected to bring some more heavy amounts of rain. U.S. National Hurricane Center said Thursday that the system is expected to become a tropical storm. So there's another one headed there. Within about 36 hours, it'll hit parts of the northwestern Bahamas with tropical storm force winds and heavy rains. The official death toll stands at about 50, but they're expected to rise to about 1,300. And they are still missing nearly 2 weeks after the hurricane hit northern Bahamas. Prime Minister Herbert Minnis assured that the Bahamas and the government are working to recover and notify families. Government officials have also provided some counseling after reports of nightmares and psychological trauma. So there's another hurricane headed in there, and sad to say that's not looking good for him. Let's see here. I'm going to go into that and see if I can. Let's see if it would show. Okay, I thought maybe I had that up there. Let's go to. Let's see. Let's go to. That's not it. Okay, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to give you another some more news. You're listening to the, so I think that was kind of a launch into our weather in the news segment, which I wanted to show you, and I was hoping I'd find it on here, and apparently I'm not getting it, so I'm going to have to go into and restart my screen share, because for apparently some reason, okay. Let's see here. I'm going to dump over here. Let me
now, see. GJRB is visual. This is...
Okay. I don't... Okay, let me see here. That's my camera.
GJRB on YouTube. Now.
Okay, don't want that. kick that off. Let's bring this in. So I'm going to have to, okay, bring that up. Okay, and I'm not seeing it, so I got to do another source here and do a screen share. Okay, there it is. Okay, and I'm going to bring it up to full view, and then go into the internet and pull up that picture there a little better. So what I do is I go into my zoom in and bring it up to about 300%, which kind of brings you a big picture, but it's clear and more better looking than seeing all those nice little squares in there. Kind of brings the picture up a little bit too, which kind of is nice. There it is, hurricane right there. Looks like it's just a tropical storm at this point, and it's right on the Bahamas, which they already got hit with that Hurricane Dorian, which did a lot of major destruction in that area. And we'll be keeping an eye on that one and let you know exactly what's in the weather on that one. Meanwhile, you hear that once in a while. That's just my tablet. It has a tendency, there's a little short in my electrical connection on here, so I have to hold it in while I go in there and pull up stuff like my weather forecast. So I'm going to go into the National Weather Service site, which should have got that ready, huh? All right, tell you what I'm going to do then. I'm going to go into my favorites, and while I'm doing that, you're listening to the Gary Russen program. Actually watching and listening, I hope, on the GJRB TV YouTube channel, and it's heard locally on the 9-foot closed circuit FM signal here in Clinton, or on our studio property, just around the neighborhood where I live, so people who may happen to listen to the radio station, I'm just done with that cord. It's just keeps on. The white cord I use with this is a lot better than the little one, because the white cord holds better and it doesn't go out on me, like this tablet has a tendency of doing. So we're going to do that. We're going to do our weather on the 5s right now, and I don't know if I have that. Let me see. I know where I can get it. Let's see here. Okay, I know where I can get the weather sounder. Absolutely fabulous, right on here. And here we go. Actually, this is not the one I wanted. I was 69 degrees currently in Clinton right now under mostly cloudy skies. And our winds are the west at 19 miles per hour. Relative humidity 61%. And barometric pressure stands at 30.06 inches of mercury and rising. And I was really wanted to go up into where I go into my weather from the National Weather Service. This is the wrong page, which of course that means that I have to eliminate the weather at this point, because I was going to go into my break. So I'm just going to have to eliminate that, because I was not ready with the weather forecast. So we'll do the next weather story, but we are doing weather anyhow. So why don't we just let it at that? We're just talking about this hurricane, and right there, it's not a hurricane, it's a tropical storm at this point. But we want to keep an eye on that and see what's going on with that. So I'm going to go to the next weather thing. I think it's under other bookmarks, because sometimes I go into the wrong department and can't find what I'm looking for, and it's usually because I'm in the wrong place. What I need to do is rearrange all these favorites and put them in a category so that all I have to do is go and get it, which would be a lot easier on me than chatting through stuff trying to look for something that I can't get. Okay, looks like I'm here. Here it is, National Weather Service. Here we go. And it looks like there's a slow-moving cold front now, which is going to produce some more severe storms and damaging winds and heavy rain that could produce flash flooding for the Great Lakes and in the southwest. Monsoon moisture also will produce some locally heavy rain and flash flooding over the weekend. And a tropical disturbance is expected to bring some heavy rain and tropical storm force winds to Florida and into the southwest. And I think it's probably due to this tropical storm down here in the Bahamas. So we're going to keep an eye on that one for you and see what's going on with that throughout the afternoon. Because this could be another start of another hurricane if it develops a little bit more inward. So that's a look at our weather on the fives. Weather on the fives on the radio is 25 and 55 on all talk shows, 25 and 45 on all music shows. On the Gary Russen program, it's 25 and 55. On Spreaker, on the GJRB Online network. And we do it here because we're doing a split radio FM, local 9-foot signal, and the YouTube program. And so far, I think we're doing pretty good. It says my CPUs are detected that may be experiencing some performance issues, which I expect from this because this is XSplit. And when I do a live feed on YouTube, I sometimes have a tendency to, it comes frozen on me, and then I have to go out of it and start over. So I'm hoping to see how long I can stay on before that happens, because, that's what we'll do. But there you go. I want to get out of that and okay. And we'll be right back with more stuff. Coming up in the next segment of our program, if you stay with me, I thought this would turn down a little bit. I'm going to have to do some adjustments here on the audio part of it. So we'll be right back. I've got some more stuff for you. I'm just going to turn the music off because it's annoying. And really, I don't really want to mess with that at this point. So I'm just going to leave that music off, and I'm going to make some adjustments on the volume. All right, coming up in the next half hour, more of the Gary Russen program video show, and I hope you'll stay with us. I'm going to show you a few things. I got there's some tornadoes that actually touched down here in Iowa. Another part of the state. I'll have to find out that. But it's showing an interesting picture, and I saved it in my Facebook, and I'll show that one for you a little later on. Plus a whole lot more, and you can be participating. I'm going to keep on trying to see where the heck my program is on the YouTube, because I'm still not finding it. And if there's people leaving anything in my chat room, I can't see it because I can't find it. So I'm going to have to look for that. And you're listening to the Gary Russen program, and I hope you're enjoying the show wherever you're tuned in across America. I'm going to take a brief break, brief commercial break. Looks like my tablet went out, so that kind of extends the half-hour news on the local side. So I'm just going to go ahead and run a break, and I'll be right back, and I'll have more of this program coming up next in just a moment on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. The Gary Russen program is on a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel.
Recycling, appliance, tire, and electronic waste recycling, yard waste composting, and also hosts a regional collection center for household hazardous waste for Clinton County residents. For more information on the variety of services that CCASWA offers, call 563-243-4749 or visit ccaswa.com.
Whether you're starting up a new business or want to upgrade your current equipment, contact the professional staff at Electronics Incorporated for information or a free consultation to create a system to meet your individual needs. Visit electronics.com for a detailed list of services offered or call 563-242-1223. Electronics sells and services security and fire alarm systems, background music,
Okay, we're back on the air here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel and here on Spreaker. Got to bring my microphone back up just a little bit there. We're back on the air for our second half of the Gary Russen program. Doing pretty good so far. The streaming looks pretty good. It's we've been on the air for like about, I'd say, half hour. Because we went on the air almost a half hour. We went on the air at about 3:06:20 approximately. Because usually that's how I start when I do a show this magnitude over the 9-foot signal, the Gary Russen program Freestyle Friday edition. I usually start after the about 5 or 6 after the hour. One of my other Spreaker followers, or one of the people that I follow on Spreaker, does his show that way, and that is the Spaced Out Radio out of Vancouver, British Columbia. David Scott does this program 6 minutes past the hour, and I decided, well, why don't I do that? And every once in a while I do that. Now, so far it's working pretty good. We might even see how far over we can go before it were to go out or something like that. So we're going to go all the way up to the top of the next hour, and then keep going. We'll do another half-hour break at the top of the hour and identify, and then we'll go into a news break on the top of the hour. Meanwhile, we're still, speaking of news, we want to go and continue with that. And some of the news stories we're covering there. So I'm going to kind of flip over to the YouTube and see if there's any more late-breaking news coming out of there, because sometimes we don't get the... let me check. Why don't I go over to my tablet, which I have a better cord. I flip cords during the half-hour break because I found out that the cord that I use, the black one, is kind of real loose in the plug-in, and this one does too a little bit on the tablet, to a point where I can work with it, but every once in a while it'll do it. But the short is bad on that one for some reason, and so I use the white cord as opposed to the dark one because the white one works better. So I'm using that one instead. All right, going to go. Let me see if I can get to my news page, which I like a lot. This is called Newsbreak. It's an app I've been using on the tablet, and I like it a lot because I get a lot more better. Actually, this Newsbreak that I have on the tablet, and I got to sign in here. I use signing in through Facebook, and this Newsbreak, which I have on the tablet, is absolutely fabulous, and it gives you a list rundown of all the news stories of the day, and I get headline notifications. I suggest if, and this is a better source, I think, than even Facebook gives me, because I get a lot of my news, and I get everything that's, late breaking, what's going on in the news. And I use this story because I'm finding out that some of the news stories that I get on Facebook doesn't always match what I'm getting at the top of the hour from the national news. And I don't know, for some reason, I'm getting that. And so I decided what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go over to this news break. I'm going to disconnect this temporarily. I don't know if I can see it because it's too low. But it's on the tablet here. And basically, it's kind of cool. It just gives you a rundown of all the news and stories that are going on nationally, and it gives me the national headlines, and all I have to do is hit the headline story, and it will take me to that news headline page with a complete story and details on the stories that I'm hearing over the Fox News at the top of the hour. So I get some of the same stories, and the sports is pretty good on here too. It's called Newsbreak. So if you have a chance to check that out, I'd suggest, if you want really good news to read, really good news sources, this is an app for you, because I stand behind it. It's absolutely fabulous. It's called Newsbreak. So when you just look for that and download that app, it's absolutely fabulous, and it's free. It's great. And sorry about that. Felicia Hoffman, who's scheduled to be sentenced for a federal judge today in her role in the sweeping college admission scandal, for which she was pleaded guilty under conspiracy and fraud. Desperate Housewives star will appear in the Boston federal court to answer the guilty plea she made in May. Her sentencing will mark the first of dozens of parents charged with this widespread scheme. In the next 2 months, nearly a dozen other parents are scheduled to be sentenced after pleading guilty. Others, including actress Laura Loughlin, plan to fight these charges. In advance, Hoffman and his sentence, the U.S. Court District Judge Indira Tilwani filed a memorandum Monday morning in which she sided with the probation department, which saw no reason to increase the sentence guidelines as requested by prosecutors, and which has seen as a win for Hoffman and other parents who are also pleading guilty to this. So basically, they are fighting their charges in this scandal situation going on with this college thing. When you got rich, wealthy people such as these, you're going to get, the parents that favor the kids are they're gonna find a way to get them into college, and they're going to do some cheating, and that's what happened here to get them in. And absolutely, though it's wrong, they did it anyway, and it is wrong. It is, that it's absolutely wrong to do something like that. Well, let's see. We got other news stories coming up here. Let's take a look. We already saw this one, and the sad story coming out of this was this song and the guy who recorded it. The guy who recorded it. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe we'll play and maybe it won't. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let me see here. It's gonna come out there. Here we go. Eddie Money, the guy who recorded this song, just died of esophageal cancer, stage 4, at the age of 70. Eddie Money. And hope you're sticking around. Just a little piece of that song here. If this was the radio side, I'd play the whole thing, but I'm not going to. But that is, he died. Singer Eddie Money died he performed at the Pavilion at the Seminole Casino in Coconut Creek on August 31st, 2013, down in Florida. According to Eddie Money, singer known for his hits Two Tickets to Paradise, Take Me Home Tonight, died today of esophageal cancer. The Eddie Money, the family requested to announce that Eddie passed away peacefully earlier this morning. Family said in a statement that it is with heavy hearts that we are saying goodbye to our loving husband and father. We cannot imagine our world without him, and we are grateful that we will live on forever in his music. Money recently announced that he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. In the video, Money says that he discovered he had cancer after what he thought was a routine checkup. The singer, whose real name was Edward Mahoney, learned that the disease was spread to his liver and lymph nodes. Money said that they hit him really, really hard. He said in the video, quote, "What I don't want to do is I don't want to keep the fact that I have cancer from everybody. It's not honest. I want to be honest with everybody, and I want people to know that the cancer treatment has come a long way, and not everybody dies of this. like they did back in the 50s and 60s, and I'm going to live a long time. Who knows? In God's hands. So, absolutely fabulous. Great singer, great hits, great string of hits. Eddie Money, gone at the age of 70. So, sad to hear about that. I liked his music. When he was popular, I was in high school, and I was a big fan of his music. A lot of his records were, I didn't have any of them. To be honest, I'm like a lot of people, a lot of the friends of mine and all that. We used to just get our songs on a cassette tape from the radio. Everybody did that, didn't we? And of course, that was the beginning of my radio career. I was trying to be a DJ, and so I had a basement radio station, kind of like I'm doing now, only on radio and just a short signal like I'm using over there on 88.9. I used to play a lot of those songs on tape from there, and I liked a lot of his songs. Sad to hear him go, but he's an absolutely fabulous singer. So saying goodbye to Eddie Money. And we're going to do some celebrity birthdays later, and coming up in the next hour, we'll see if I'm going to keep on trying to see if maybe perhaps I can find my feed. I've been looking all over for that thing. Not my feet, but my feed. Because I was hoping maybe, let me see if I could get into my tablet here. I'm going to plug it back in and see if I can kind of go into my tablet and find it. Maybe I can find it there and use my tablet to see if there's anybody on there sending messages and I'm missing it. Of course, my tablet probably crashed. No, it didn't, believe it or not. Which I thought it would, but let me see. It's going to click out of that. I'm going to go over. Sometimes I have to wait a while. And let me see if I can find it. Okay, there's Fox News. Okay, I want to go and unlock it and go over to where I have the. So I have to go into there. I should really maybe put the YouTube in my front screen, but every time I do that, I don't know if it slows down this tablet, so sometimes I don't do that. I'll just kind of go into my YouTube by going into the, where all my icons are. I sometimes think maybe I have too much on this little tablet. I've had this for quite a number of years, and this tablet has a tendency to freeze, or like I said before, if it's not plugged in and it's down to like 75%, it'll drop down. It'll do it at 90%. It's done it at 85%. Actually crash all on me. It'll shut down, and then I have to turn it back on, and it does that when why is this not? I don't. Okay. All right, it's going to do that. All right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to keep on trying to do this. And I'm going to go and find my live feeds, because it's got to be here somewhere. I'm sure I can. I'm going to go over to my page and see if I can find it. Okay. Wow. Sign in. Maybe that'll work. Okay. All right. Why is it checking info? I don't want it to check info. I just want to get in. Okay. Should be doing this now. Why is this doing this? Okay, this stupid tablet. I'll get in there somehow. Okay, sign in. I'm already signed in. Why do I need to sign in again, you stupid tablet? Checking info. On what? Good grief. Okay, next. Okay. Shouldn't even have to do this because I'm already in. I don't get it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to. I'm going to go back into the internet here and see if I can find my feed. It should be here somewhere. But goodness gracious, I've been on the air for like about well over a half hour. It should be here. And so far, I'm not finding it, so I'm going to keep on looking here and see maybe perhaps it's just not showing that I'm on the air. And probably that's the reason why I'm not getting anywhere as far as any feedback, because I'm showing nothing live now, upcoming live streams, live now animals, okay, live now technology. Okay, so maybe what I need to do is maybe go into the search engine and find the Gary Russen program on YouTube. See if we can do it that way, and maybe perhaps we'll find the live feed on here now. And let's see if you hear. Oh yeah, here we go. Live now. Okay, showing new live now. So I'm kind of clicking that, and I'm not seeing any chats in the chat room. But if you see that, and of course I got to, okay, good, the volume is not up, so I don't, won't have any, stuff there. And I'm going to check and see if, no, I'm not getting any live chat at all. Let's see. All right. Find out what's going on here. Let's see. Live chat, some messages. Potential live chat. All messages are visible. Okay. So, yeah, we're on live, but there is no visible responses to the... so I'm just going to leave it there and go back to where I came from. And you're listening to I've been doing internet radio for too long, and I don't do this enough, and so I always in the habit of just saying you're listening to, as opposed to saying I'm on live. But this is the Gary Russen program, Freestyle Friday. This is the Gary Russen program on YouTube. This is the first show, 101 of I'm hoping many monthly programs. We're doing this monthly until I maybe see what kind of responses I get. I've been on live since 3:05, and I'm not getting anywhere as far as anybody on here. So we're going to keep on trying that and see if we can get any responses. And I'm going to, during the break, see if later on if I get the tablet or somewhere I could probably try to get that on. So meanwhile, I'm going to talk about what we got coming up on the radio side, GJRB Online Network, which we're going to be on the air. Let's see, we got, we'll be on the air again next week, talking about maybe almost every day, either programming or what have you, because I'm trying to get in the habit of, like it says, I'm piecing that puzzle together. The programming puzzle for the GJRB Online Radio Network, which is on Spreaker, and I'll be doing the 3-hour plan. And when I get to the 3-hour plan, I'll be able to schedule programming. And I'm gonna call it GJRB live programming. And then all you'll hear is the programming, but I'm thinking about titling all the programs that are going to be on in pairs. And a lot of my live music shows, I'm thinking about chalking down to 2 hours again, like my jazz, Bluegrass Jubilee, and the Blues House has been pretty much staying at 2 hours. I don't do any more than 2 hours on those programs. The only one that is 3 hours is my best of jazz, has been my best of jazz and smooth afternoon. But the radio side, it's our radio side, but I don't know if I'm going to increase that. I'm just going to leave that program in at the 3 hours on the first Saturday of the month. We'll keep it at 3 hours, but when I replay that jazz program in recycled, I'm more than likely going to play them only for 2 hours. Each show has a 2-hour block, and then they change programming. And that's what they do over at MTFB, Aviation Network. So I think it works for them. They can have more programs on in an average day. The only one with expanded time, I think, is going to be Radioland, because I'm going to run that all day with Old Time Radio. I'll talk about all those programs coming up. They're going to be on the GJRB Online Network over on Spreaker. And, of course, like I said before, we're doing pretty good so far. I'm seeing that much of a delay. And been on the air live since 3:06. So we're doing real good. It's about 50 minutes. We're fast approaching the 50-minute mark as we head into the top of the hour. So I'd say, we're about exactly 50 minutes, because it is now 3:54 Central Daylight Time. So we hit the 50-minute mark, saying we've been on the air that long, and we're still doing good here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. You can join me, and let's see what happens in the next hour. And maybe we can get some responses in the second hour of our program. By the way, you can get a hold of me by going into the GJRB TV YouTube channel and subscribing to it, and then hit that notification bell. When you do that, it'll notify you that we're going to be on live with another show like this, so that you can catch it and see it from the beginning. There'll be live notifications when these programs will air. This is just a first of our experimental broadcast to see how it's all going to come out, and it seems to be working out real well. I cleaned the computer before I got on the air, so I think that kind of helped it off a lot in getting the program running smoothly here, which I think really has been working out pretty good for me here. And I'm looking at it on there's going to be a delay when you look at the actual feed on YouTube. There will be an actual delay on there. But let's see, I'm going to go back and see if we can get back onto my Weather Nation, because it is time for Weather on the Fives again. And I'm going to flip over to that and get the signal here and see if we can just get some temperatures across America. And take a break here and you're listening to the program, on GJRB Online. This is the, back in the day you had a radio station with a TV side kind of thing. This is kind of like it. It's where the video version of the radio program that you hear on Spreaker quite often, the Gary Russen program. And, of course, like I said before, we do this Freestyle Friday. Weather on the Fives can happen anytime that ends in 5, 15, 25, 35, 45, or 55 minutes past the hour on GJRB Online Radio, on Spreaker, and we even do it here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. Okay, we're going to be taking a quick break here. Let you know that we're doing this live, the GJRB TV YouTube channel here on YouTube, and I hope you're enjoying the program. We're going to take a brief break and be back on the air here in just about 5 minutes, about a couple of minutes or so, and give me a chance to kind of refresh things, and I think we're doing real good so far. So I hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening to it, and we'll do an ID and do a break here, and be right back with more of the Gary Russen program on YouTube coming up as we'll head into the top of the hour. And next hour we'll check and see if we're getting any messages on our live stream, and do some more news and all that good stuff. Weather on the Fives, we'll do some more of that, and check on some more national weather. We're following another tropical storm that's brewing down in the Bahamas. We're going to take a look at that. All coming up next here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel, getting close to the top of the hour of 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And I'm Gary J. Russen. You're watching the Gary Russen program on the GJRB TV YouTube channel.
Now, GJRB is visual. This is GJRB on YouTube.
October 2nd. The family that owns Purdue Pharma, the maker of OxyContin, is now accused of using Swiss bank accounts to conceal the transfer of millions of dollars from the company to themselves. The allegation in court papers filed today by the state attorney general in New York, which is one of the states rejecting a proposed settlement in lawsuits accusing
welcome back to the Gary Russen program in our second hour of the Gary Russen program. That's right, we had just passed our second hour mark, and we are Spreaker would probably have been already midway through my second part of the Spreaker side, and we're here rolling into the second hour of our live stream here on YouTube, on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. You like this program, you want to subscribe to it, hit that like button, of course, the thumbs up thing, the thumbs up button, and you can also subscribe to the GJRB TV YouTube channel and watch the video of this program, and also join in on the program. As a matter of fact, you can do that. I have Skype, and Skype has a video thing on there, and if you were to call it, and if you're a Facebook follower, which I have Facebook up, you can go into the messenger part of it, and when you call in there, you hit that call button. I think it's a video button there. When you hit that button, it'll ring in the studio, and that will put you on the air with me, especially in visual. If you go visual on me, all I have to do is just hit that screen share button, and you'll come up on the YouTube video. That way, pretty cool. I think it would just be neat, and get a chance to do that, and see yourself on the Gary Russen program YouTube channel. Here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel, you can see yourself that way. Absolutely cool. And I think I can go back there and see if we can pull that window up. Let's see what we have here. Okay, that's the one we're looking at right now. I think I got two of them up there. I actually don't really need one. Should just kind of maybe go out and remove that, because I only need one, don't need two. So I'm gonna go over there and just remove one of those. No, it moved three of them. What the heck? Okay, that's odd. Okay, no, okay, just remove one of them. So I didn't think it was gonna remove three of them. Okay, that's our music. Let's see here. Maybe it's about to freeze. That could be. Wouldn't surprise me, because we've been on well over an hour. And I don't. Okay, we're identified. Okay, so why don't we pull this up? Okay, and get back the window where we are screen sharing. There we go. Gonna kind of maybe increase that up, because we usually do a scroll through social media, which I have the thing from my let me see if I can pull that up from my main show page, the Gary Russen program, by going into any one of the windows and hitting that, go up a little bit, and then yank that up from the lovely. Okay, wonderful, fabulous. That is loud, dear. Lovely, wonderful, fabulous. Okay, what was I doing? So see, I easily squirreled, like Mike always says. I get easily squirreled, and that's what happened there. I got distracted there. Now I'm looking for something and I can't find it. Go into my main page, and I'm going to pull that up over here, down into my main title page, the Best of the Gary Russen program, which has not been on the air in a long time, and that's because I haven't had time to find the best of clips for the show, and it's one of those highly contented things I just will never ever get done. It's just too much to do and not enough time to work on that show, so I canceled that program. Whether or not I bring it back, hard to say. Might not. But maybe sometime in the future. But the year-end review will stay in place. I'm going to have to start working on that year-end review. I need to pull up some of the stuff from this past year that were highlights of this show, and put them, get them ready for a year-end review around January. Okay, let's see. Where am I looking for? I'm looking for the scroll through social media. Is that what I'm looking for? Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, where's that? That's the opening to our scroll through social media, and I can't find it. Wonderful. And it's here. Let's see. It would be under my show page where I have the theme and everything. And let me see here. Maybe it's up a little bit up the page, and I'm just looking for it in the wrong place. Okay. We'll find it here eventually. Okay, here we go. I think this is the one I'm looking for right here. Okay, now. Okay. Let me see if it'll pull the audio up on that. Okay. Guess I'll save that. Okay.
Now, let's scroll through social media.
Yeah, that means we go through Facebook and Twitter and all that and see what some of you are posting, if you're a follower of me on Facebook, and some of the news items that you post. I usually go to the main news pages for this segment, mostly, not anything else. So what I do is I go in there and pull up that and bring it up to 300%. 300% is the best, because then the wording comes up a little bit more. And when I screen share this, you can see even the wording comes up, which looks a lot better than having it look like squares when it's screen shared. And that's what it looks like sometimes. It's pretty weird. Looks like hieroglyphics or something. Okay, where's that page now? Let me see if I can find it now. Now let me see. I'm looking for the page increase. Okay, there we go. Wonder why it wasn't doing that before. Okay. All right, let me see if we can bring that back up and scroll this way and show you my Facebook page, which that's what I'm doing right now. Further on down the line here. Maybe that's just a little too big. I'm going to drop that down to back to 300%, down to like maybe 250. See if that will make any difference in the way I do that. Okay, there we go. Let's see now. Is that registering on the show live? Of that? Yeah, that's getting it live. All right. Yeah, it's still kind of blurry, but you can see the pictures up there. Last in the flight of the U.S. Air Flight 427's Blue Sky Pit News site. Go back there. Let me see now. I'm going to scroll further down to some news stories that are interesting from our page here. Gravediggers say world's largest cemetery. Oh no, see it flipped. I hate when it does that. Oh, there's a real neat Eddie Money performance here, taken from a 1978 NBC, back when WIIC TV in Pittsburgh, Channel 11 was 11 Alive, and their midnight special, kind of tribute to Eddie Money there. Let's see, guys, started down the page here. CBN News reporter Sean Brown appearing on Friday's edition of CBN's News Watch. Talk about the football season now in full swing and what games to watch over the weekend, both college and pro. So that's let me see what else we got here. Down the line, oh, lovely. There I am with our dog. Let's see, I got it further down. There we go. Taken back in 2015 on September 8th. Oh, I know why we're doing that. It was the model picture for our dog's winter coat. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah. And Mike Myers program heard every weekday morning on Spreaker at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time from the Radio Hope Network. Okay, let's see what we got coming up down the way here. Oh, well, more news. Doesn't look there's very much. Mindy Blizzard's a friend of mine coming from the. She's a conservative. I think she came from the KALA radio. I think she works with Dave over there at the radio station. I like that picture. That's some old television sets, early color monitors. That's neat. That's an NBC Color City Master Control in Burbank, 1954. That's cool. I like that. That's neat. So some really neat pictures there. 1954, Burbank, California, NBC Master Control. That's neat. I like that. Wow. Okay, let's go further down the page here. Let's see, there's more on the 9/11. What? Wait till they fake alien invasion. Who posted that? That looks like that is from, again, Mindy Blizzard. I'm going to go down the ways a little bit. Wayne S. Pierce is another friend of mine who has another great radio station on Spreaker. Tune into this guy. He runs a station on there called New West Radio Theater. And this guy has a station on Spreaker. Absolutely does. You have to check this guy's program out. He is on Spreaker. He does this program. It is called... he does a good job with this program, as a matter of fact. He is on Spreaker, and we're going to do our Spreaker shout-outs. Even on here, we're going to do Spreaker shout-outs. Because I believe in doing that. I like doing Spreaker shout-outs because it gives you a chance to promote some of the radio programs that are heard on Spreaker. And it is brought to you by Spreaker, Spreaker. Coming up in the last hour of our program today here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. And just have a good time doing this program. Let's see, I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to check and see if maybe my tablet, Chrome, isn't responding. It will respond for me here. It was not responding before, so I'm going to kind of reduce that down and try to get back into my YouTube on the tablet, because I've been trying for the past hour to see if I can at least use that to see if I have any live messages on my feed. So far, I'm looking at it, and I'm not seeing any live messages on my feed from the live chat. But you can live chat me if you are watching on YouTube. And a lot of people who have TiVo as part of your internet package, and if you have a cable and you have TiVo, you can actually watch this program on your television set. So how about that? Isn't that wild? You can actually catch this program on your TV by going into your thing and having your YouTube account going through that. And if you are a follower of this of me, if you actually are a subscriber to the GJRB TV YouTube channel, you can catch this program live as it happens through your television set, which I think is kind of cool. You can watch through your TV. So if you want to do that, that is available to you. And I'm going to flip back over here because I'm going to be taking another break here pretty soon. I don't know if maybe I'll kind of go. I'm taking these breaks only because I can't talk for a straight hour without stopping, because a lot of times I think it's good that Spreaker does give me that break, because I use that a lot whenever I'm on the radio side. That 45 minutes, even if and I've been on for an hour and a half almost now. CPU usage says detective may experience some performance issues. That keeps coming up, and it does because I'm on the XSplit broadcaster. But I think it paid to get rid of a lot of the and every time that's why I'm doing this once a month for now. because before I do this, I clean the computer. I don't think I'm going to do that until I get that prepared right, because it just doesn't work otherwise. No matter what I do, I'm forced to sign in, and I've already signed in, and there's no reason to have to do it again. Application on there for the YouTube on the tablet isn't working right, so I'm just going to do it that way. All right, you're listening to the show, and I hope you're enjoying it. I would otherwise, on the radio, hit Weather Nation, but I don't have that capability when I'm doing the video version of this program. So I'm going to kind of jump past that and do weather on the 5s the way I always do it, via my Weather Underground. So we're going to do it that way instead. I'm going to go to my Weather Underground, and we'll do weather on the 5s that way, and just give you some current temperatures. Let's see. Why don't I do this? Let's see, weather. I'm going to go to my Weather Nation site here real quick. Should take me to it. Okay, there it is, Weather Nation. On demand, Weather Nation. Let's see here. And there we go here. Clinton, Iowa, they're saying it's 68 degrees now in Clinton, Iowa, according to Weather Nation. Weather Nation's fabulous. If you want a complete look at your weather, they do a good job. If you have that Roku on your Roku box, Weather Nation's a fabulous place to get weather. And they are absolutely fabulous. Weather Nation gives you a complete rundown of the national weather forecasts for all over the country, pretty much all over the world. But they're good on all. They're good. I like Weather Nation, and it looks like I can't get them. So this is something. Okay, well I'm going to go back into the. See, it's going to do this to me. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can put up the video. Let's see if the video will work. Counting down here. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Weather Nation. Here's some stuff going on in weather right now.
Well, as we take a look at some of the video coming out of South Dakota, you can see how high the river is getting. There is flood still going to be active in this area in regards to the river flooding as we go forward in time as well.
Yeah, we ended up in that same area over and over again. I mean, it just kept repeating itself. Now, finally, some dry air has come in, and it's going to help the situation out quite a bit as we go through the next couple of days, in particular there into the upper Midwest. Still have big storms, though, in eastern sections of Michigan coming across the Lake Erie, actually, through the day today, and they will make. And right here, we're looking at a series of severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way, from Toledo to Bowling Green. Defiance is included there also. Some of your heavier thunderstorms as they go east along I-75 and I-80 from west to east. Detroit, though, Flat Rock, I-75. Warren, back to the north to this portion of Monroe, northward all the way back over to Warren. But we do have some watches that are in effect. Chelsea has some more information about that.
Yeah, Cleveland is just outside of the watch area, but still strong and severe storms are very likely as we go into the end of the day. You can see if you look out on the water, maybe some light rain falling in the region right now. But as you look highlighted here in pink, this is where we have that severe thunderstorm watch that remains in effect until 9 o'clock Eastern time due to the likelihood of the strong storms to reach severe limits going forward in time. So as we put this into motion, we'll keep the active storms through sunset, eventually making their way Cleveland, Akron, down to Mansfield as we get to the end of the day. That line of storms will even hold overnight farther to the east, more like Erie and Buffalo, New York, as we go forward in time as well. So we'll continue to watch this line as we go into the evening hours associated with it, even outside of the watch box. So again, Cleveland included in that, Columbus, Ohio, down to Indianapolis is where we could still see the opportunity for strong, even severe severe storms. That's on the lower side of this frontal boundary that we've been watching just kind of book its way across the country the last couple of days. Although where we do have that watch in effect, pretty much the finger of Michigan, Detroit farther to the north, there's an elevated chance that some of these strong to severe storms could rotate just a little bit. So we are looking at the tornado threat to be there, but it would be in isolation around this region. We've had them yesterday, we had them the day before along the frontal boundary, and so we're very likely to see them once again as we get into peak heating times later on this afternoon and evening. The hail threats there, we're looking at about an inch in hail, and the gusty wind threat will continue as well. As we look a little bit farther to the south, though, we do have a marginal risk in North Carolina, South Carolina, Asheville, Charlotte, down to Columbia, even over to Florence. This is where we have that cluster of strong and severe storms on the radar now. We'll be watching for that to continue as we go forward in time. Really, the wind is going to be the main threats here as we go into the afternoon and early evening hours. But we also have our eyes on the tropics, so we'll continue to watch the tropical system that's off the coast of the Bahamas, shooting some moisture into portions of Florida. You can see the tropical downpours earlier in the day, a little bit more of a choppy surf out there.
It is indeed, and it's partly because there's an easterly wind blowing into that portion of Florida at the moment, Orlando all the way down to the south. We have tropical depression number 9 that we're still watching here. A little bit more organized over the past couple of hours. The central dense overcast of it all is wrapped around an actual center, I believe, but Air Force reconnaissance is out there looking about north of the Turks and Caicos and just east of the Bahamas there. But this is, at least in the short term, our biggest worry here is bringing more precipitation back into the Bahamas, where cleanup is essential at this point, and good weather helps that effort. And it just doesn't look like that's going to be the case. It looks like rain is going to continue to work its way northward with this system, and over time end up bringing quite a bit of precipitation with it. There it is, the actual lows further to the north than a lot of the actual storminess, but we are still just to the east of the Abacos to have a tropical storm by Saturday. Still offshore, making the turn, and going right back up about 150 miles offshore of the mid-Atlantic states as a hurricane, quite possibly, as we get south of Bermuda over time. And this will be making a beeline into Bermuda about Thursday, Friday, should it continue. And the waters are still warm enough to maintain a hurricane through that period. The key messages here, well, for the northwestern Bahamas, tropical storm conditions through Saturday. It's the rainfall, I think. Not a significant storm surge really expected here to cause detriment to what was already done. But the rainfall, really, the heavy rain could be problematic there. We have a couple more systems lined up back to the east, and over the next 5 days, there's a decent chance they could develop as they move on to the east. One's right there in the middle, the other one's just a little bit further down to the south, but both projected to make their way on westward through the weekend. And that would bring better chances for precipitation into the area. So we have another named storm, whether it be the one that we're currently watching moving up the mid-Atlantic, it would be Umberto. Imelda would be the next one. Jerry, Karen, and Lorenzo would be coming up next. I hope we don't get that far. Tropical development this time of the year, a little bit further to the east, each and every day that we go through here. Even we can have tropical storms coming right off the coast of Africa this time of the year. And we'll watch that. Climatology says it's possible during the month of September. We're Weather Nation. This is what we do. We're going to be back with more information for you. Check us out on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, and Pluto TV for more.
And there you go. There's your weather from the Weather Nation, and heard and seen all the time here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel when we do the Gary Russen program on YouTube. Also on the radio side as well during the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online Network on Spreaker. So just to let you know about that, that's how we do it. And it looks like we are in freeze mode, aren't we now? I think we finally kind of hit the end there, didn't we? Let's see, we can pull out of that. So far, I guess not enough interest to put us in the watch mode here on the GJRB TV YouTube channel here. And it looks like we are on freeze mode. So I might do is go off the air briefly here on the YouTube channel and go back a little later on, and yeah, let's see if we can refresh that page. Maybe that will help. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull that up. It looks like we're stuck. Okay, so we're going to have to go off the air for now. I'm going to click that and end the feed. But we'll be right back in just a moment with more of the Gary Russen program on YouTube in just a minute here on GJRB Online. We'll be right back.